As we're still in a period of tactical experimentation and a transfer window, in today's episode we're just going to pick up pretty much where we left off yesterday, play those next two games. Revolutionary. Hello and welcome to Club 6 Part 3 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode we're at home against West Ham, then away against Manchester City, both in the Premier League. They're both big games for us as well, and so they're the two games that follow straight on from Brighton and Stoke yesterday. West Ham are in 5th place, Man City are in 4th place. West Ham are down to 7th. They were in 5th, but they've just dropped down. We can go above West Ham today, and in fact, if results go our way, we can go above both of these teams by the end of the episode. Manchester City, though, are spoiling my transfer window because they've just signed 2 players I was trying to sign. I had contracts negotiated with both of these players and agreed, and they both agreed. They both decided to go to City instead. So Christian Barros, I'm not that upset that we've not got him. He's 28, so there's probably going to be younger and better options out there, but he was the attacking midfielder I identified as the man I wanted to bring into the club. He was a little bit pricey. We were going to have to do it on the Never Never, but we were going to try and bring him in. I can't believe that he came to Arsenal, never really got much of a chance, went back to Argentina for not very... I mean, he's had a weird career. The only thing I'm feeling comfortable about with his transfer is the fact that he flopped when he came to Arsenal before. He kind of flopped when he didn't flop when he went back to River, but they've made a massive loss on him. I don't know. I'm not as worried about him, but this guy I really wanted. Jose Renato, 20-year-old Brazilian centre-back. I know his scouting summary isn't particularly great, but I think that puts into context that we are a bigger club now than we were when we were at Leicester. He's as good as Malang Sarr, who's our current third-choice centre-back, with potential to improve. And he's Brazilian and 20 and a wonder kid, and I still haven't signed a Brazilian wonder kid yet on this series, and he's already gone into their team, and that's annoying because he was a bargain, and I would have liked to have brought both of those players in, but City have stolen them both. So I want to beat City for many reasons, not least because they're wrecking my transfer window. But first up, we have West Ham. We are at home. We're going to continue to try and control the game, be fluid. We're still experimenting with these tactical instructions. I'm going to take off float crosses. I think we'll go mixed crosses. So for now, it's just going to be direct passing, be more expressive. I feel like we moved on from direct passing in the last video. I think we did. So we're going to go to work ball in the box, mixed passing. And that will do for now. Didn't we roam from positions as well? Let's have those 3 on. I'm trying to get this team playing like Arsenal when Arsenal are good. And I think that combination of mentality and instructions, that looks like a good Arsenal team should look. And this is going to be the team. We've got Butland in goal, Tabarez, Philippe, Alex and Suma as our back four, with Leshy and Rondonina in midfield, and then Salcedo, Merson and Davide, I think someone's Davide, I don't know. Dave 2, because we've got Dave 1 on the bench. And then Pingu is going to be up front today, with Dolberg dropping back down onto the bench. I know people are telling me that Dolberg is one of the best strikers in the game and should be my starting striker. Pingu's called Pingu. I don't know how I get away from that. So Dolberg, I've got 5 good attacking players and 4 positions to put them in. Ideally, I find a replacement for Merson and he just drops out of the 5 good, because I guess ideally Merson's not in and Dolberg is, but then we don't have anyone who can play as an attacking midfielder comfortably, which is why Merson's in the team at the moment. I'd like to replace Merson and then we just have competition for places. But having Dolberg there as an option who can come on either wing, up front, or even in behind, and he'll do a job. I think that's a decent situation to be in. We are doing all right for attacking talent. Midfield is solid. I'm annoyed that we've missed out on that centre-back who's gone to Man City. I know there'll probably be better options, but whether there'll be better options for as low a price, we could just about afford to get both of those players through some serious financial shenanigans to force a way to get both of those players with the very limited transfer budget that we've got, and for City and all their money to come in and just take them. Right, we'll have those 2. We could have any player in the world, but we're going to take those 2 that you've painstakingly identified and agreed contracts with. And it's so annoying. Right, Pingu's picked up a knock, so I think that's probably my cue to bring Dolberg on at half time, which you all wanted to see anyway. I was talking so much, I've done it again. When you lot are watching, I'm not watching for the green lines. Did we get any notifications in that first half? If we click on analysis, does that do the same thing? So we should encourage players. See, they want... Okay, we'll go back to direct. We're winning our fair share. So float crosses, pump ball into the... I mean, this is opposite of Arsenal now. But let's just stick all that on and see what that does. So that puts us on short passing, early crosses, float crosses, be more expressive, roam from positions. It's not typical Arsenal anymore. But it might be more effective because we tried to play pretty Arsenal in the first half and it hasn't been effective at all. If we go to ugly Arsenal for the second half and score 3 goals, then perhaps we have to play ugly for a little while because priority number 1 is get us up into a minimum a Europa League qualification spot, because if I don't do that, I'm getting fired. Once we're there, then we can worry about learning to play pretty. It's similar to what we did at Leicester. I feel like in non-league to Legend this year, I've made more progress as a manager than I ever have before. I'm learning and developing as a manager, and I'm more willing to get results at the cost of playing the way I want to play, and that's what we'll do here at Arsenal. So we've gone 1-0 up through a set piece. None of this pretty. It's a set piece. It's messy. It's a bit all over the place. Merson crosses in. It's just a quick low cross inside the 6-yard box between the keeper and the back 4. Very, very dangerous cross, and it's just asking for any foot to hit it, and it was an own goal. It was any foot. It didn't have to be one of our feet, and that's fine. So 1-0 up. Let's not let West Ham back into the game. They've not had a shot on target yet. Oh, for goodness sake. Their first shot on target in an hour, and they score. We need to get a little bit more clinical with our finishing. And, I mean, it'll be my fault for trying to play too pretty in the first half. We need to just score goals and beat teams and then worry about how we play afterwards. I talk a good game, but I'm not doing it. West Ham are doing exactly that and still massively overperforming this season, up there as a top 5 team. And we need to push them out of that top 5. Poor old Leicester look down to 7th place now without Kev's glorious leadership. Salcedo's not having the best of games. We've got Hutchings and Spadutti who can come on. Spadutti is a proper winger. Do we want a winger on though? I guess a winger can't be a... And Dolberg, we're going to put him on attack. I thought I'd moved him to attack in the last game. I must have done it mid-game. So we're going to push Dolberg a little bit further forward to get him out of the way of Merson. Try and stretch the defence a little bit more. Have a proper winger on. We've got a winger on each side now. So crosses should be flying in. And Dolberg should be scoring goals. He is not yet. Davide can come off for Hutchins, and Hutchins is just going to be an inside forward on that side, just because I don't like having wingers on both sides. So, a goal now, gentlemen. We'll go attack him for the last 5 minutes. It would be nice to grab a winner. Not going to, are we? I mean, we've been a bit poor there today. We've played reasonably well. We've been let down by our attackers. After me saying how good our front 5 were, or front 4, 4 from 5. Talking about how good they are, and they've just not done a business for me today, which is upsetting, especially because of these 2 games on today's episode. I was hoping we'd beat West Ham and then at least get a draw against City. Drawing or not winning both of these games, that starts to cause us problems when it comes to that Europa League push that is so important to my survival as Arsenal manager. Merson to Rondonina, and no, we don't get anything going. And we need to be a lot better than that against City, or they're going to thump us. I'm also going to try and find some players. Potentially big transfer news. We've just had a massive offer for Calabria, our backup right back. £36 million from one of those Chinese teams. Guangzhou Evergrande. £36 million for a 30-year-old 3-star right back who we've not even been playing. I mean, since I arrived, what was my first game? Watford. So I played him for the first couple of games. Suma's been in since then, though. He's barely getting in the team. I played him at left back in that game as a substitute. He cost, I don't know why Arsenal are paying that kind of money to Man United for a player of that age, but I will happily move him on for that kind of money, because that then frees up some money for me to spend. So I need that transfer to go through quick so I can have some spensies for the last 4 days of the transfer window. For the Man City game, we are making changes. We've taken off all the team instructions now, going back to basics. We're going counter and flexible. I don't know how wise it is to do counter with a 4-2-3-1. There is an argument to do a 4-3-3 and drop in a defensive midfielder, which I guess we could... Junior David. We haven't really got a real out-and-out defensive midfielder. That's the problem. Can he do that? Leshy, see, no one really is a proper defensive midfielder, which is why I don't really want to do that. We're going to start with this, and if it's a disaster, we'll learn from it. We won't learn from it, but we'll try and learn from it and do a 4-3-3 next time we're in this situation. But I am bringing Dolberg back into the team. He goes in up front, and I am going to put him on attack. Just get him a little bit further away from Merson. Merson's going to be in as a... We're going to make him an attacking midfielder, because I don't know that he's a playmaker. When Patrick Roberts was in, we were using him as a playmaker. We'll make Merson a little bit more direct and attacking midfielder again. And Pingu's going to be out on his left-hand side as an inside forward on attack, with Salcedo dropping to the bench this time. As I continue to search for a combination of this front four that works. I think that's quite a decent, quick, attacking, counter-attacking even, front four who might just be able to catch Man City on the bench, especially if they've got that young Brazilian lad. There he is. I think that was him, Regani. I think he's the one who we wanted to sign. It's interesting that they've signed him and put him straight into their team. I wasn't planning on doing that. He was going to be my sort of second backup option behind Sarr. So he's probably heard me say that at the interview. Oh, Alex has put us 1-0 up after 8 minutes, and it's a set piece again. We only score from set pieces, apparently. We're the corner kings. Pingu with the corner this time. Comes across. Alex nods it past the City keeper. Man City have been conceding a lot of goals recently. We saw in the last episode they had a 7-2 home defeat by Chelsea. I think they've had another big defeat recently as well. That's not the guy, is it? That's Renato, the one I wanted to sign, has just scored against me. Was he the one? I forget his name now. That sounds closest. What did I say before? I didn't say Renato before. I said Regani. Regani's a real player, isn't he? Yeah, Regani's a real player. It's Renato. So, of course, he scored against us. Barrios is the other one who we tried to sign, and he's also an ex-Arsenal player. He'll probably score against us as well. But Man City are conceding a lot of goals. So if we don't... What was I saying before the postman so rudely interrupted me? Something about if we're not ahead by half-time, we're going to go attacking and just try and outscore them. Do it old school Kev style. But they're coming at us again here. And they're just running through us. We could have really done with that lad who they've got playing at the back for them. He was only £6 million. He would have been handy. They've still got De Bruyne. He's still a thing. Now we're conceding from set pieces. So has it been all 3 goals are from corners in this game? So neither of us can defend corners. It's the moral of this tale. He is completely unmarked, and he wasn't the only one in there who was completely unmarked. I think I need to have a bit of a fiddle with these defensive set piece instructions, because we're all right scoring them, as we've already shown. We just can't defend them. Sheesh. Right. What do we? I don't know if we should stay on counter or just go a bit more attacking oomph straight away. What does the analysis say? We'll look at it at half time now. I'm not going to just put everything on. I don't think. I might just put everything on. I don't feel like I'm learning very much by doing that, though, because we've again gone back to no instructions at all in this game. So that guy's getting... that's the only change you've got for me, is it? Well, I'm going to do more than that. We're going to go counter. No, we're not. We're going to go control. We were on counter. We're going to go fluid. Because we're Arsenal, we should be fluid. And we are going to... We're going to be more expressive as well. Let's play some pretty football as we try and get back into this game. So I want to see more from these attacking players in the second half. We've not created a clear-cut chance in that first half. We just sort of sat there trying to soak up pressure, but not even really doing a proper job of it, because City aren't really attacking us. Neither of us have got oomph, but they've just been more efficient with their set pieces than we have. This just looks like a match with 2 teams who used to be good and now they're really not, and we can't even beat each other, but they're going to, by default, pick up a win. Encouragingly, it does show just how easy it should be to get ourselves back up into that Champions League spot once we fix the team. because, I mean, we did it with Leicester. We already showed how easy it can be. So I'll see it. Sado can play up front as well. That's interesting. So we'll switch round to this. I know you lot don't like me playing Dolberg as a attacking midfielder, but needs must. It's either that or take him off, really. I'm going to make just the 2 changes for now. We're going to go attack him. If I can actually find the right button. It's taken me nearly 10 minutes of game time to switch to attacking. But I'm thinking Jake Hutchings, I think, is about to come on as well. Probably for Dolberg, because Dolberg just hasn't been effective at all today. If we concede here, there's probably not much point. Where did Dybala come from? Have they had him on the entire game? That's the first time I've noticed him in the entire game. Dolberg off for Hutchings. And we'll stick Salcedo in there, because he can pretty much play anywhere, I think. And, yeah, he can go in there. Hutchings can be an inside forward from that side. In fact, if we swap those 2 over, that means Hutchings can play in his proper position as an advanced forward. 10 minutes, lads. Let's have a goal, please. An equaliser. An equaliser would be nice. We've not created a proper chance in the entire game. And now we've stuck our top scorer back out on the wing again. How are you doing, Arsenal fans? Are you ready to chant for Kev out yet? Did they just hit the crossbar twice? I mean, our defending from set pieces is atrocious. David heads clear-ish, but they're still coming at us. Right, now we've got a bit of an opportunity for a counter-attack, but we don't take it. Overload! Hold on. I don't like doing it, but boom, boom. Just get the ball forward. Let's get the ball up there to Hutchings and see what he's got. Right, Hutchings beats 1 man. We've got other David in there. Passes to first David. That was a tasty little cross. That's probably... I know we didn't get on the end of it, but that was probably the best move we've had of the entire game. David! And it's to Leshy, I think, ended up with that. We're actually doing a little bit more now, all of a sudden, in the last 5 minutes. Going on overload seems to have made a difference. That's a poor corner from Pingu. Doesn't beat their first man. And he clears. We just need to get it forward again and have another one of these attacks. Attacking seems to work. Perhaps we should attack all the time. Dybala plays the ball through to... Oh, I mean, they've just torn us apart there. That's the first proper piece of football we've seen in either of these matches, I think. And it's come right at the death to just kill us off. There's no point in us staying on overload now. We're just asking for them to score again. We'll drop down to a boring old attacking. City have got so many options to change up their attack if it's not working. We need players. We need the money they've got. I might go manage Man City. I want all that money. Although Arsenal should have money next summer. It's just the numbskull who was here before me spent it all. So that's why I've got none to spend now. It's like taking over from me at a club. Now I know what it feels like for all these other managers. I mean, Hutchings should have got on the end of that. It's gone past his toe. But ultimately, we've got 1 point from those 2 matches. And find ourselves down in 9th place. And that gap is... The gap to the Champions League is starting to look insurmountable. We're still only 3 points behind West Ham. So Europa League is still on. We just need to start moving towards it quick before the board start to get frustrated with me. If you've enjoyed that episode, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.